Welcome back, welcome back. I am Superfan Sean is here, very good. Red carpet welcome for our super fans. So, Shauna, because you are a beautiful super fan, you get your red carpet welcome. Superfan Rivers is also here. Red carpet welcome for you as well. Welcome back, Rivers and Shauna. How are you guys tonight? How is everybody doing? How are you all? And thank you for liking the live. Thank you for the heart, me, Shauna. Thanks for liking the live, Zen. Don't forget, guys, share the stream straight away. Repost the stream straight away. And especially, though, definitely share it. We need to get the stream out to the community members that haven't quite got the Discord notification yet. Thanks for sharing the live, Rivers. Thank you for sharing the live, Shauna. Amazing. So yes, we are back. It is the Friday night live stream. We are here and we are getting at it. It's great to be back. We've had a beautiful, beautiful week of streams this week. Every single one has been extremely fun. Oh, Jesus Christ. 3, 2, 1. Thanks for liking the live, Shauna. Anyways, we've had a beautiful week of just incredible streams. It's been amazing, and I'm happy about it. Now, it is time for the Friday night live stream. And, well, here we are. Friday night live stream. We are closing out the weekdays with a splash. With a splash. Thanks for sharing the live, Shauna. Don't forget to share the live, everyone, especially to our other community members. But to your friends too. That's cool too. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. So yeah. We are, of course, in the first few minutes of the stream. So we're just waiting for people to pile in. And that's how it goes every day. It is water, Rivers. Thank you for sharing the live with the max amount of people, Shauna. I love to see it. Yes, yes, yes. And thanks for liking the live, guys. Let's get off to a splash with the likes on the live. Susia, thanks for sharing the live. Very good. Hello to you too. Alexia, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. I am glad you've missed me and the stream and the community, Shauna. Not a bad thing at all. Not a bad thing at all. But you've had a wild week, so totally understandable, you know? Totally understandable. You've had a lot to deal with, so I get it. Taking care of business, and hey, it's Friday now, right? So forget about your troubles, forget about your worries. That goes for everybody. I'm not just talking to Shauna here. I'm literally talking to everybody when I say this. It's time for your nightly routine. which is being here and being present. And additionally, because it's Friday, you can truly let go of your worries for the week. Granted, yeah, some people do work on the weekends. I get it. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying. Isella, thank you for the heart me. Isella, thank you for the Go Popular. Shauna, thank you also for the Go Popular and the Super Popular as well. So, let's see what we can do here. What kind of craziness we can get into tonight. We'll see. We'll see. As we wait for people to do their trickle in. That's what happens every time. So that's what we do. We wait. We wait. Isella, welcome to level 18. Amazing. Already almost to 1.5k likes. Killing it, guys. Very good. Well, Rivers, the community selfishly thanks your cousin for canceling, because that means you're here where you belong. Nightly routine, baby. But, of course, I am sorry that he canceled on you at the same time. I'm being a little bit facetious here. Amira with the first question of the night. Okay. Amira gets the first question of the night award. Yes. Yes. Multiple times. I've studied multiple degree programs at a couple different universities. Yeah. Isella. Yes, yes. How are you, Isella? We haven't seen you in a day or two. How you been? Rivers is happy to spend time with the fam. You know what? I am too. I am too. Shauna hung out with a friend, watched a movie, got some groceries, and came back to her mom's. I love it. I love to see it. That just sounds like a great day to me. And honestly, yeah, one thing that I would take advantage of is, yeah, take the opportunity to hang out with people and do things that you normally either don't have the energy to do when you get home from a long day of work, or you just weren't able to do. And yeah, so that's just great. Sweet girl, do you like 70s glam rock bands? I'm not super familiar with 70s glam rock bands. I'm quite familiar with 80s glam rock bands, though. 80s glam rock bands I like, for sure. But 70s, I just am not familiar enough. I didn't even know glam rock was a thing in the 70s. I was pretty sure it was the 80s, but... Rivers, thank you for those beautiful stickers. Rivers says, welcome in, Amira. That's very nice. Amira was actually here right when you were, Riv. Amira says, what did you major in? You're so smart. I will answer that in a moment. Isella says, I'm pretty good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good morning, Aurora. Sorry, good afternoon. I don't know why I saw you say good morning, because you didn't. But good afternoon. I am very familiar of the time in Australia, because many of the community, quite a few of you, are over there. And it's quite nice that it works out that even though I'm streaming quite late over here, you guys are right in your afternoon right now. Yeah, Sella, well, it is long. But you knew that. You knew that. How are you, Aurora? Let me know. Isella, thank you for the star ×1. Laura, thank you for the rose ×1. Isella, you're a star. Thank you. Okay, Amira, so Here we go. Here we go. Physical therapy, exercise physiology, neuroscience, and philosophy. And there you go. There's the answer to your question. Crystal, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Norin, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Aurora's doing okay, and asks or hopes that I'm well. Well, you know what? I've got good news for you. I'm doing very well. It's the Friday night live stream, guys. Yes, it's our daily live stream, I know, but the Friday night live stream's a little something special. It always is, baby. It always is. Ivy, hello to you too. I'm doing great. How are you? Aurora, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community officially. Yes, and technically it's Saturday here, Aurora. Half of the community though is actually in a different time zone than me, even though they're in the same country, or very close to my country. So, so anyway, I just knocked my microphone over. Their day is still in Friday, but for me, right after I started the stream, it turned into Saturday, technically. Yes, indeed. It is 12:11 a.m. in Canada, depending on where you are, though, Ivy, because Rivers is in Canada also, and it's 9:12 p.m. for her. You know what I mean? It just depends on your latitude and longitude, whatever geographical location you happen to be in your country. Oh, I'm glad Lucifer is doing what he doesn't usually do there, Rivers. That's great. Amira, I don't know if you heard the answer to my question, but I did answer to your question, but I did answer it. Well, I could have told you she's from the East Coast, Rivers, considering she's in the same time zone as me, right? Right. Yeah, very similar, Aurora. In a lot of ways, very different in a lot of other ways, of course, but yeah, you know. Rivers is on the other side of the country, though. She's over in BC, and so she's right near the Pacific Ocean, and she is 3 hours behind our time zone. Shauna, thank you for those beautiful stickers. Love those. Amira says, add Professor Downer and Dr. Downer to the live stream lore. You know what's funny is those are actually already in the stream lore. Like those are two of my appellations, in addition to the many other ones. So it's funny that you say that, because the community certainly knows that those are two of them. Ivy, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Hey Saga, welcome to the stream. That's too bad you're not going on your vacation anymore, but honestly, it's probably not the best idea to go on the vacation, because, you know, it's going to be good for you to just, you know, by the time you're in something new, get recuperated and get back in the swing of things. It's also really difficult to take a vacation like right when you start at a new place. But at the same time, there is that it's almost easier in other ways, because you actually, you know, when you start a new job, you can be like, hey, so I accept the job, but there is a vacation that I have planned this day, and you can tell them, you know, as a prerequisite. There you go, Amira. There you go. You that is there it is right there. Appalachia, it can be pronounced either way. Um, I think that technical region is not what I would consider where I live. But granted, the Appalachians go and cover such a large swath of the U.S. You know, Amira, when I have blonde at the ends of my long hair, it is definite. Like when it's like drastic and stuff like that, definitely it's not natural. But right now it is. Yeah. Um, there's nothing drastic or different about what my hair looks like now in terms of hue and color, but typically when I go to get my hair trimmed, I'll um, lighten the ends a little bit just for some depth, just for some texture and depth. But again, I always tell you guys about hair care and how best to treat your hair and things like that. Um, and that technically goes against one of my golden rules. But the thing is, I do this maybe once every 3 to 4 years. Like, I don't cut my hair until like 3 to 4 years between haircuts. Also, um, I don't lighten it, until 3 to 4 years after the previous time. Some men have good hair, Ivy, but the thing is many men actually are like balding, getting androgenic alopecia, thinning in various spots. So men, it's a very hard blanket statement to make that men have the best hair, but I know what you're saying. Like the men, I think the men a lot of the men that have long hair have nice hair. Otherwise, they wouldn't have it. You know what I mean? But or maybe they would just because they want it. But there's a little bit of selection bias going into that. Well, I'm obviously not talking to my cat. Um, well, the best way there's no real herbal remedy you can take or I mean, fair enough, maybe that is true, but in most cases a a man who has thinning hair or balding hair is dealing with androgenic alopecia, and this is a hormonal change in their body, and you literally can't fix it or slow it down unless you are inhibiting DHA, inhibiting the androgens at either on a systemic basis from within or um, topically. Hair transplants have always been a thing, but they are not actually fixing it. I'm talking about like, um, I'm talking, you know what I mean? I'm talking about like actually trying to fix it with diet or some kind of supplement or prescription or something like that. But yes, like cosmetic enhancement, that's like obviously that's gonna work. But it's miserable, it's expensive, it takes a long time. But they are popular. They've been popular for a while, and that's a good point. But I'm more talking about, like I said, to actually slow it down or reverse it, you need to either topically inhibit the DHA, which is an androgen, or you need to inhibit the DHA from within by taking a supplement or something like that. So yeah. And and you're welcome, Amir. Why does that hormonal change happen? Over time. Some men are just really, some men have a lot of, and again, I don't know it too well. It's not like one of my most heavily interested topics, but I've looked into it a little bit just to see what's going on with it. You guys know how I do my research and stuff, but there's receptors in your hair follicles. The more DHA that goes there, it kind of tells those follicles to shut down and stop producing hair. So over time, you start to get follicular miniaturization, and then you get full, complete follicular shutdown. And once your follicle has shut down and not only shrunk but stopped producing, you can't get it back. Can't get it back. So, things like microneedling are really popular too. And that's mechanical stimulation, which can mechanically stimulate stem cells in the scalp and things like that. But again, if you're doing that, but you're not addressing the hormones, then you're only going to slow the inevitable instead of actually, treating it the way you should. And in most cases for men, it's hormonally based. Yeah, Ivy, it's very common. It's very common. So over time, that's just what starts to happen. It's largely genetic, really, honestly, and doesn't happen to every guy though. But it happens to many guys, So welcome back, Zen. And yeah, time isn't fun. For many reasons, it's not fun. Like, for many reasons, it's nice. But in terms of like decay and youth and things like that, time is not on your side at all, of course. I'm glad that practice went well, Ken. That's great. That's great. Yeah, everybody gets old. And honestly, like, the human condition is when you're young, you want nothing but to be old. Not elderly, but the same goes for the converse. So hear me out. When you are young, you wish nothing for nothing else but to be older and have all this responsibility and get away from your parents and do all these things. When you're older, once you finally hit the age that you wish that you were when you were a kid, you spend the rest of your life wishing that you were younger. Not a baby, not a toddler, but younger. And this is the human condition of consistently always wanting what you don't have and what you can't have. If you have brown eyes, you wish you had blue eyes. If you had curly hair, you wish you had straight hair. If you're young, you wish you were older. If you're older, you wish you were younger. And if you're in the present, you wish that you had some of the past back and all these memories. A lot of times, yeah. Well, I've already kind of spoken about that with the whole if you're older, you wish you were younger, things like that. But you really break the cycle and can find a lot of peace and happiness when you consciously try to break that cycle and just live in the present. This is what meditation's all about, and what enlightenment's all about and things, but without putting any woo-woo sort of titles on it. That is the concept, is actually just living in the moment and not constantly wishing you had something else, being happy with what you have currently. Thanks for sharing the live, Rivers. What's going on, Bat? I've had many different hairstyles. Many. I've had short hair, I've had medium hair, I've had long hair. Look at my social media, you'll see it. Any of them. Other than TikTok, because TikTok I only got like last year, but this account is so new. But I haven't tried any other hair colors ever. The only thing that I've done is changing hairstyles at times. Took me a while to figure out what I felt most comfortable in, what I liked the best, you know, which is what we have right now. Kitty says, people say at work, I wish it were Friday. It sucks. People wish their life away. Exactly. Now, there are many good reasons to wish that it was Friday. There are. But there are equally good reasons, if you search for them, as to why you could just be happy that it is the day that it is. And one of the big ones is what you mentioned, Kitty, is that the more you do that, you're not enjoying the moment. You're just constantly wanting and grasping. And soon enough, you know, it's 5 years later, and all you can ever think about is, oh my God, when's it going to be Friday? When's it going to be Friday? And that's hard. That's hard because you're so focused on getting to the weekend and then existing through 2 days out of every week of your life. And, you know, there's a lot of gratitude and things that you can do even during a work day. I think it helps. You can't live your entire life like this, of course, but it helps if you actually consciously remind yourself sometimes, like, this isn't permanent. Like, let's go in the mind of a 20-year-old or a 25-year-old. At best, I probably have 60 more years of this. That's all I have. I get to experience summer 60 more times. That's not that many times. You constantly wish the weeks away. You want to live. You got to enjoy that moment, baby. And honestly, your life will feel longer. Your life will feel more full. And in one of my stream highlights, I talked about one of the big reasons why life starts to feel like it speeds up as you get older. One of the other reasons is when you're younger, when you're a child, and even up until your 20s, up until your cerebral cortex fully forms at 25, your brain is recording novelty at all times. And when you're a child, everything's new. Everything's a new experience. And this is why when you're a child, it feels like, oh my God, I just can't wait to be like, I can't wait to graduate high school, but it feels like forever. I can't imagine, I'm 12 right now, and in 3 more years I just want to get to high school or whatever, but it feels like forever away. Not only because you only have a small experience of life, and 3 years is 1/4 of your life, but it's also because now why it feels like it gets faster as you get older is because your brain stops recording novelty. There's not as much novelty to record and put into the memory bank. And so, you can actually reverse this. Believe it or not. Well, you're going to have to believe it because it's just a fact. You can reverse this by forcing your brain to go through plasticity exercises and record new novel things and ideas. What that means is start learning a new hobby, start learning a new skill, start learning a new subject. Anything that is very new. Change your routine, even just changing your routine. Because of course, I explained, I think it was in last night's stream, about how your brain does try to take the path of least resistance. It always does. Your brain runs on glucose, and your brain is a glucose-hungry machine. And your body and your brain does not want to have to constantly just throw all this energy into this power-hungry organ. Your brain wants the quickest ways to dopamine it can get. And if you force yourself into, and this is why your brain really likes routine, is my point. Your brain really likes routine. But what happens when you're in routines that you're super habituated to is there's no novelty anymore, and your brain just walks you right through life, and you don't even realize all this time that's passed. You guys, I know you guys have had this situation. If you drive, now, a lot of you city goers, you take public transport, so you don't have this experience, but for many of you, if you've ever driven a car and you regularly drive it, let's say your usual route from home to work, from work to home, you've definitely had this experience where you arrive home or you arrive at work and you barely even remember driving there because it is such a routine of yours that you don't even have to think about anything that happens anymore during your drive. Like, you're not really there. You're there and you're driving. I'm not saying you're being unsafe when you do this. It's just how it works. But when you force yourself out of routines like that, now I'm just giving that example as this is what the brain does when it's habituated into routines. But when you get out of that, you force your brain to deal with these. It forces your brain to become plastic again. And your brain starts to actually create really distinct memories. And this slows time down. It slows time down because, of course, yes, time does not actually get faster as you get older, and time is not slower when you're younger. It just feels that way due to these mechanisms, psychologically and physiologically. So there is my point on that. Zombie Mom, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Yeah, I mean, you can't always feel happiness, that's for sure, Shauna. It's hard. It's hard. Sometimes you're not going to be able to, and that's okay. If we were always happy, it'd be a really weird place. We experience all the emotions, and the emotion that you're feeling right now is understandable. It's a healthy response to what should be a non-happy situation. But soon enough, things will change and you'll be happy again. You will. You for sure will. Isella, thank you for the rose ×1. And Karen, thank you for the rose ×1. Good luck on Rush Week, Ken. And I hope I'm sorry that you feel out of place at cheer team, but you're gonna feel like that until you become a part of the squad. You know, because right now you're new and you didn't have any experience. So a lot of these people on the cheer team are going to be really palled up. They're going to be friends and or at least know each other. And you're kind of the odd one out right now. But that's temporary. You know, that's temporary. Take the initiative to talk to some people, make some friends, try and find some similarities, some commonalities with people, and you can mitigate the feeling of feeling like you're the odd one out. You know, because all you got to do is take the initiative. If no one else is, and it's okay for you to make that first step. So those people are just as nervous, you know, to approach a new person as you, and it's easier for them not to because they've already got all these friends that they don't, you know, they don't have to worry so much about like being in your same position. So, you know, give it a shot. What's going on, Karen? Welcome back. Yep, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding method. Very good. That is very good. What's going on, Michelle? Hey, Fabi, welcome back. My day was good. How was yours? Abby, thanks for sharing the live. You're welcome, Amira. Yeah, if you have severe depression, it is hard to get out of bed. Matilda, thank you so much. I'm glad you think so. And welcome to the stream. And you're very welcome, Shauna. You know, I try my best. I'm here for each and every one of you the best I can be. And so you know, I appreciate that you appreciate it. Good morning, Momo. And thank you, Ivy. I appreciate that also. Another beautiful compliment from you also. And Matilda, another beautiful compliment from you right after it. And then Ivy, another beautiful compliment right after that. Wow, you guys. Thank you so much. Am I good? Okay, yeah, the mic's not in the frame. Iris, what's going on? Karen says it's raining here in England. Ooh, I'm surprised. Just kidding. Ken says some people got their decisions before rush weekend, and I'm still really nervous about mine. Don't be too nervous. Again, you know, try your best to forget about it. There is no reason to have your cortisol spiked through the roof for as long as it takes to get this answer, because being worried, being stressed, all these things is doing nothing but stressing you out, kind of keeping you on edge for days. And there's nothing you can do to control it at this point. You know, worry about the reaction that you're going to have when the result that you receive produces the reaction that it's going to give you, because you don't even, you know, at this point you don't even know. You don't know if you're going to get in or not. And if you're not, hey, it was meant to be. If you get in, it was meant to be. I hope you get in, though, if that's what you want, of course. What's going on, Sarah? You guys are here with me every day, Ivy. Exactly, Karen. Nothing is really happening because it's raining there, and that's very normal. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. I'm glad you think so. I am. That's high praise, Shauna. The most genuine and kind soul that you've ever had the pleasure of talking to. That's quite something. That's quite something. Guys, we're almost at 10K likes, by the way. And this is amazing. Thank you guys for liking the live. But yeah, that's seriously high praise, Shauna, and I appreciate it so much. You know, I'm just, the way that I am with you guys is just how I naturally am. This is just who I am, how I am. You know, and all I can ever be is genuine. It's literally like completely repulsive to me to even consider being fake or not myself or whatever. I don't even know how to do that, really. I would have to be acting, and I mean, I know how to act, I know how to lie, but it just wouldn't feel good, and I wouldn't be able to sustain that, so there's just no reason. Like, there's no reason to do it. And I'm glad that you know, appreciate that. Abby says, I wish more guys were like you, and I really appreciate that too. I really appreciate that too. Yeah, well, everybody's different, right? Again, we just hit 11K already. You guys are killing it with the likes, and it helps us out a lot, so thank you so much, guys. If you're not able to actually lay down the stream support on the stream, then the next best thing you can do is share and like. The tattoo on my face is Viking rune symbol. If you want to know about it, the meaning behind it, what it is exactly, I've got a YouTube video on my YouTube channel all about it, going in depth. Yes, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Rivers, thank you so much, and I'm glad that you just jumped on the compliment train as well. That's quite nice. Quite nice of you. I have no idea what you're talking about, Ivy. I never said I lost someone important. You're responding to somebody that asked what my face tattoo is. And all I said was, it's a Viking rune symbol. If you want to know more details, go to my YouTube channel. Oh well. Karen says more people should take lessons from you. Hey, well, you guys are taking lessons from me. You guys are here. You guys enjoy hearing what I have to say and enjoy hearing my advice on things or my thoughts on things or learning things from me. And hey, you know, maybe more people should, but every day we grow the community, and every day you guys spread the word in ways that you do spread the word. And so that is inevitably happening. But at the very least, those of you that are here are getting the benefits of taking the lessons from me or hearing my opinions or getting the advice. You know, you guys value it, and that's what I value, and that means a lot to me. I'm so sorry about that, Sarah. I'm so sorry to hear that. I know I'll be a mess when I lose my cat, inevitably someday, you know? We're all going to be a mess when we lose someone extremely close to us. And so I can only imagine, Sarah. I really can only imagine. And I'm so sorry to hear it. I really am. But hey, what I always say when somebody's having a rough day or a hard time, which you're not alone. There's a few people in the community right now that are here with you that are having a tough time. You're in the right place. The community is here for you, but most importantly, I'm here for you. And guess what? This is a place every day. This is a daily stream. We come together, we get together, and this is our nightly routine. We forget, and even if we can't forget, we take our minds off it for a while and we have a good time. We talk about things, many things, and that's what we do. So what I always say is, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. If you're having a good day, you're in the right place. If you're having a bad day, you're in the right place, because it's applicable. Those both, bad day or good day, it's applicable. Momo, thank you for the heart puff. Missy says, same. I often have trouble having surface level conversations. Well, surface level conversations are, yeah, not very substantive, are they? They're not. They don't work when you're sitting in my seat, of course, because nobody wants to sit here and listen to me be like, oh, yeah, my day was good. like just platitudes. But you guys can hit me with surface level things all day if you want. If Missy, I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. If you're saying that you have trouble having surface level conversations because you have trouble going in depth in conversations, that's fine. Hit me up in the chat. Give me the most surface level questions or answers or responses that you want to give me. It doesn't matter. I love hearing from you guys. And I'm still going to respond. It might only get, a quick response because there's not much to respond to more surface level questions or answers with, but that's okay if that's your style. Now, if you have trouble with the absolute inverse of what I just thought you might have been saying, that's totally fine too. And on that note, I feel you. Because I am somebody who I can't handle surface level conversations for too long. Now, that works out really, really well for me, of course, doing what I do here with you guys, because like I said, surface level conversations, nobody's really going to want to listen to that for all that long. You know what I mean? Of course. And I don't want to give you guys surface level. That's not what we're here for. But there's a time and place for it. Sometimes I do. Okay. Sometimes I do. Especially in the beginning of the streams. You guys all come in here with, how are you? How are you? How are you? And I'm just like, good, good, good. And that's fine because those are platitudes. Those are pleasantries. And it's almost just a social rule that people have already typed it and sent it before they even, consciously realized what they were doing in a way. No. Whatever your name is, Evra, no, definitely not what I'm saying. What is a biking ruin? Like I said, I go into a lot more depth and explain it pretty clearly in the video. I don't really go super into my tattoos because I get the question so often on the stream. So basically, the situation with the tattoos is you guys get a tattoo tour every single time that we hit, and there's a lot of new people in here, so I'm going to explain it. It's going to be super quick. Every time we hit our super fan goal here in the stream, I give a full tattoo tour and explain everything. I'll show you everything. But it is reserved for then. But the cheat code that I recommended, the cheat code, is if you care enough about my tattoos and really want to know, I've literally made a dedicated YouTube video for everything in this sleeve. My famous finger tattoos, the logo of everything I do. The face tattoo has its own video, so that's your cheat code if you really, really care to know before we hit the super fan goal. Thank you for the league ball, Shauna. Momo, thank you for the heart puff. And thank you for the star, Isella. I didn't even know what you're trying to say, Nightmare. I didn't even know what you're trying to say. But typically we get somebody in here that's at some points, somebody will come in here and just try and be a piece of garbage. And I honestly feel bad for people such as yourself. But thanks for the engagement. Thanks for being another viewer in my stream. I'm just going to mute you, and you're going to continue to be... Actually, you should stay in here. But I am going to mute you just for the rest of the community's sake. You've been muted. But hey, we'll see how long you stay. Um, Please continue to be a viewer, though. It helps out the stream because way more people, obviously, feel the exact opposite. But again, I always tell you guys, if you don't like what I do, you don't like my music, you don't like my stream, whatever it is, why would you be here? Oh, they left. Of course they did. Why would you be here and tell me that you don't like it? Like, there's 10 billion other streams on TikTok. If you want some mindless garbage live streams, that's fine. Like, maybe it's mindless garbage to me, but maybe it's the most amazing thing you've ever seen to you. And that's fine because we all have our own opinions. We all have our own preferences. But the last thing that you want to do is just try and spread negativity to other people for absolutely no reason when the solution is away. That's your solution. Whoa, I'm in another stream. I like this one. Some people don't have the mental wherewithal to understand that, or the converse is that they are truly so miserable within their own life that they feel the need to spread it to others. They feel the need to bring everyone down to their level. Truly a poisonous mindset. Thank you for the star, Ivy. I did. That is what I said. Evra. Actually, well, no, it's not technically what I said because ruin isn't the word that I said. I said rune, but you were close there. Evelyn, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Sorry to hear that, Brittany. Well, maybe pets are allowed if you have it as a service animal, and who's to say that you can't, you know? Who's to say that you can't have a pet as a service animal? I guess you do have to get it certified, I'm pretty sure. It has to be certified, but all you have to do is get it certified. You don't have to produce documentation that says this person has to have a service animal. All you need is this is a service animal. It is my service animal, and it's for anxiety. You could get a service animal. Most colleges can't say no to that. I know very few that ever would be, but it depends. You know, how many hoops do you want to really jump through? How much effort do you really want to put into it? Because if you really wish you could, you can. You can, but there are hoops. There are hoops that you got to jump through. Yeah, that's what I've noticed is if somebody doesn't get the attention, because initially, um, the nightmare person, they came in here and were spamming to get attention. I'm finally getting to those messages where they first came in. Um, and what they did was they came in like 5 different times. We're like, what are you doing? What's going on? Hi, all these different things. And then Ken was like, dude, stop, don't spam. And then they started getting upset because I hadn't gotten to their comment yet, number one. And number two, people were kind of expressing like, this isn't the way that you are supposed to be here. And then we got a baby tantrum. That's what happened. We got somebody lashing out, having a little tantrum. I get it now. I see now. Because initially all I had seen was like one of the weird messages. What's going on, Mystic? Welcome back. What the hell is that dude saying? That's so funny. Oh, I see. It was literally just Nightmare's other account. The first message I saw, by the way, you're muted, GRGO, so you can leave again. But that was funny because the first message I saw from that account, I was like, they definitely switched to their other account. That's so funny. That's so funny. Exactly. You weren't spamming and you were rude not answering me. What are you doing exactly? Exactly as I said, all you did was throw a tantrum because I hadn't gotten to your message yet because I was 20 messages behind you, probably more. If you would have just been patient like the rest of everybody else, I would have got to your message and I would have let you know what goes on in the stream. If that's really what you needed to know. But yeah, it just sounds like you're having a tantrum and you're a little bit jealous, like Ivy said. Who knows? But doesn't matter. We can't be giving it too much more energy than this. Because it's kind of just taken away from everybody else that's actually here for a reason. Roxy, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Roxy says, have you read The Law of One? No, I have not. Who's the author? Thanks for the follow, Star. Welcome to the community. Welcome back, Lucy. Superfan Lucy. Red carpet welcome for the Superfan Lucy. Luna, welcome back. Superfan Luna. Red carpet welcome for you as well. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ken. That's why they have to get muted. If you're gonna throw in negativity and just derail everything, then you're gonna have to get muted, unfortunately. So, and I know. I'm sorry to ruin your experience with that. I mean, it wasn't my fault, but the dedication, exactly, Ivy. He's actually still in the stream right now, which is even better. His dedication was not only to leave, join with another account so that he could hit us with some more crap, and then even after being muted, still here, still enjoying the stream. Very good to see you though, Lucy and Luna. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Zim, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're finally home, Lucy. All Shauna's favorite people are here. Let's go. Sarah, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Almost 20k likes. No, we're at 20k likes. We hit it. We hit it, baby. Sarah, it's fine. People that do what you just saw happens once a month. No joke. That literally never happens unless we get a horrifically low intellectual level human in here. And honestly, most humans aren't at that level of psychological trauma that they need to come in here and do that. Um, those of you that are here every single day, you can attest to that. When you're here for 2 hours a day, every single day, you guys know that this is that literally never happens ever. What's going on, Kales? Welcome back. Kales, you've missed days and days and days of streams, and we've missed you, but that's okay. Welcome to level 11, Kales. Well, yeah, and Shauna, you're fairly new in the community. I'm speaking about like literally since its inception. You know what I mean? So in your small sample size, it's rare, of course. You've never even seen it, Shauna. You've never even seen it, but you have a small sample size. But in anyone else's sample size that's literally been here since I begun on TikTok, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. And yeah, Lucy, that wasn't actual drama anyway. That wasn't actual drama. That was just a troll. There's a huge difference between like drama and trolls. And you've seen it once before. That's being extremely pedantic. Like I said, you've basically never seen it happen. What's everyone's favorite Jackson song? Mine is the cover of Hey Baby and the original Daylight. That's one of my favorites of my own. That's one of my favorites of my own. But that's a good one. And that's one that a lot of people don't really even know about unless they've seen like all my YouTube covers, because that's one of the very few that aren't on Spotify and Apple Music and stuff like that. So you actually have to go to my SoundCloud to listen to that on an audio streaming platform. But yeah. I won't color your guys's opinions with my opinions because I think that will affect it. Of course, I said that both of those songs are good, but I will give you guys my favorite because that's a great that is a great question, Amira. But we'll hear what you guys have to say. I mean, maybe if you don't have a favorite, that's fine too. But like, nobody's forcing you. But I'll wait because I have a couple favorite, a couple that I really like a lot currently right now that I'd like go and listen to myself after hearing them 10 billion times through the production and the making of. But Ivy, you're brand new. You're brand new. You have every excuse in the world to have not heard my music. Oh, I think you were talking about Jackie, Shauna. That's the only thing I can think of, and that wasn't even trolling or drama. That was neither. All she did was say that you look sad and I really want to hear you play music was basically the gist of it. And I just got annoyed and said, I'm going to do on my live stream what I want to do, in less words. I said it in a lot more words, but to summarize that situation, that's the only thing I could think of that happened in your short tenure in this stream, Shauna. And that wasn't trolling or drama. That was literally just somebody saying, I wish you could do something that you don't really want to do. And I said, I don't really want to do that because for many different reasons. And I listed them out and I was like, hey, If I do want to do that, though, I promise I'll do it. You know what I mean? Karen's not heard my music either. Well, it's not a requirement. You can, um, you could never listen to my music, and that would be fine. If you like the streams and, you know, that's what you're into, great, great. Um, if you hear my music and you actually kind of realize that it's not your favorite genre, it's not something you'd really, I mean, there's two separate genres that I create within, but if you don't really like it, it's good music, but it's not your thing, your genre, that's cool too. You're here in the streams, you're a part of the community in a different way. You appreciate the music. It's not something that you necessarily listen to a lot. That's fine. As long as you like one of them, you know, you could be somebody that doesn't really enjoy the live streams. And if you like the music, then cool, great. That's good too. I have to refill my water in a second. But today, I did bring my water in the room with me, so I don't have to go to the other room for it. Um, hey, we just hit an hour on the stream. That's good. And 24K likes, guys, killing it. We have progressed 4K really slow since we hit 20. Um, okay, so let's hear some of the favorites. I'll answer with mine now because you guys have hit me with your favorites. And Kales says, "So sorry for missing. Life has been crazy, as always." No, it's totally okay. Life gets crazy. Life gets crazy, Kales, but we missed you. Couldn't care less, says Shauna. Self talk, says Ken. Lucy says, "I got that the way it used to be in Daylight." Rivers says, "The way it used to be." Shauna says, "Couldn't care less is the favorite." Okay. I think I've got. Luna says the only exception. Fair. Um, but what I will say is my two favorites are going to be. I'll give you one from each genre. Um, and here's what they are. Self Talk is my favorite in terms of the pop punk and metal stuff. And then what is it? It's actually a really hard choice. Daylight or I Got That would be the two favorites. Um, I'm biased. I I changed and improved a lot in the mixing and mastering process between Daylight and I Got That. So there was a lot of difference for me in how much I loved the recording. But Daylight is probably from a music perspective, personally, like what I enjoy, and that might be the one I like a little more. What's going on? Rue, welcome to the stream. And yeah, Ivy, they did get muted automatically, but that was just the same guy who made another account. Um, because and want to know how I can tell you is because I watched when the other guy stayed in here. The guy that came in left once I muted them, then came back in, started saying stuff. I muted them. He stayed in here for like 15 minutes. And then as soon as I saw him leave the stream, that's when that message was sent. So yes, of course they got automatically muted. What's going on, Jackie? Welcome back. like I said, Shauna, I don't think I know that's exactly who that was. But I didn't see your message until just now. Sorry, or I would have responded to it sooner. Chloe, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Yeah, thanks, Amira. I'm glad you like my teeth and stuff, but of course, I'm not gonna force. Like that's the thing. I'm 100% genuine with you guys. I'm not gonna force myself to smile just because somebody wishes I smiled more. You get my smile when it occurs, and I don't. You know what I mean? I think the logic's there in what I said. I won't go on a massive thing. Ken has finally downloaded the Discord, folks. Who wants to do Ken the honors? Who wants to get the honors of getting Ken in the Discord? Because Ken is one of the people that's been holding on for dear life. And I told you, Ken, I'd get you. I'd finally get you. The FOMO. But you're here. The time is here. And I'm stoked on it, Ken. Let's get you in the Discord. Shauna's going to do it. Beautiful. Ugh. Same person, different account. And thank you. I appreciate that, Amira. Ken, Shauna has to be following you in order for the message to go through, I think. So just accept her request, and then you'll get in. Thanks, Nim. I appreciate that. It's pretty in depth. The lighting. I always follow filmography rules when it comes to the lighting in the stream. Any good cinematography rules are 3-point lighting, so that's what I go for. Light myself the best I can, you know? And sounds good, Ivy. I'm not like a film director, Nim, but I've been doing video for many years. And YouTube videos, everything. So I'm very familiar with the camera. Let's say that. Very familiar. Well, everything like the framing and all that is aesthetically planned. I don't just have like stuff thrown behind me or anything. It's all, it's all there for the specific vibe that you're seeing. I'm glad you like it. Have a good day, Karen. Appreciate you. Looks like Ken got the link. Very good. I've got to... If I didn't say thank you, Amira, I meant to. Sorry. If I didn't, I don't know. I'm glad you're off work, Luna. That's good. Welcome back, Anna. What's going on? I use a professional camera, as I do with everything. But that's what I do. I always give you guys the best of the best, and also whenever I do something, I do it to the absolute max. Um, Always. And you're very welcome, Shauna. Yeah, I always tell you, I always tell you guys, I do, that the community's here for you, um, legitimately, and that it's a very supportive place. And when I say I'm here for you guys and I'm here to support you guys, that's also true, legitimate. Um, but you don't get to see it until it happens. You know what I mean? So once you actually get to experience it, that's when you really get to see, obviously. And yeah, the community's really been showing its true colors in that way. Yeah, it's never fun when you're like sleeping um you sleep bad and you just wake up feeling terrible. That's definitely happened to me before. Charge your phone, Luna. There's just a simple fix for you. Um, do I know how to read and write sheet music? Yep, I do. I do. I certainly do. That's how I started out for at least the first few years. Many people just listen, Momo. It's perfectly fine. I always tell you guys, I don't know if you have heard it when I say that and have said it many times, but I appreciate those of you that are just listening. Um, just some people are shy or don't have anything to say, and they just want to be here and get the same benefit. Nothing wrong with that, baby. Looks like Ken is back from requesting to join the Discord. Very good, Ken. After the stream, we'll get you in. Officially approve you in. It did. It took you a few minutes. That's all right. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Give me just a minute to refill my water and um, yeah, talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I am glad that I finally got you to get in the Discord, Ken. It wasn't just me either, it was everybody. Because, like I said, if it were just me in the Discord, it would be pointless and I wouldn't have one. So, it's not just me. But you're very welcome, Ken. Alright, give me just a second. You're welcome, Momo. I hope those heat packs help you out, Jackie. I'm sure they will. Plug your phone in, Luna. And you're welcome, Jackie. Gonna add the lime now. And now, the water. Luna, if this becomes a regular thing, you're gonna have to buy an external battery. Because we can't be having this happen regularly. All right. Why you always seem kind of annoyed. Have you ever been in my stream before? I've never seen you here. What are you even talking about? That's hilarious. But Luna, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you for the love you so much times 10 and the friendship necklace also. Kales, thank you for the heart me. Shauna, thank you for the heart me. Lucy, thank you for the heart me. Shauna, thank you for the go popular. Lucy, thank you for the go popular. And Luna, thank you for the finger heart. And well, they're just tallying up, so I'll just wait. Yeah, it's super simple, Ken. It's just a messaging app, you know? It's just a messaging app, basically. We have our announcements channel in the Discord. If you're in the Discord app on your phone, swipe to the right while you're in the general chat, and you can see we have the announcements channel. That's where I tell you guys right when I'm going live every night. And then we have the pets channel where people will share their pets photos and things. And then we have the general chat, which is the most used one. Yeah, that's understandable, Luna. Sometimes I always hate when like you go to bed or I go to bed and it's like you forget to charge your phone. It's the worst. It's the worst. Especially if you forgot a charger at home and no one else has one or whatever. Thank you, Shauna. I appreciate that. Thanks for that. Yeah, Luna, I mean, it's the Friday night live stream, so we will be live for a while. How long until you're home, Luna? Yeah, exactly, Ken. GroupMe is very similar. It's, yeah, just a messaging app essentially for specific communities. Discord is a little bit more community driven and less like here's a team or like a group of friends or a work group. You'll notice like all the Jackson Downer stickers and emojis and things like that are in there, and there's a few little extra things, but it's mainly like GroupMe for sure. I'm glad you're fighting your sleep, Shauna. I mean, I'm not glad, but I'm glad in a way. Hour and 30. Yeah, we might be live for a little bit longer then. I'd imagine we'll at least be I think we'll be alive for at least another hour and a half. I think. Shauna, I'm a little confused about what you said there. You said, I mean what you know. What does that mean? Because the last thing you said was, I'm fighting my sleep. Can you give me some more context? Hopefully, see you later, Luna. Have a safe trip home. And Amira asks, how do you come up with melodies for your songs? It's kind of hard to explain. Kind of. But it's just, well, in terms of when I come up with them, it's before, if you're talking about vocal melodies, they come before the lyrics are even written. And, you know, I intuitively understand what key I'm singing in, of course. So I'll do run throughs of the song, just trying to tackle vocal melodies and going with the vibe and the feel that I'm feeling, and see what sticks. Basically, most of the time. Sometimes I'll just hear it in my head, and that's it. Other times I'll run through the song a few times, just adding random words to the vocal melodies that I'm singing, and come up with them kind of that way. How do you do the heavy metal deathcore screaming vocals like Alex Terrible? You should watch a YouTube video about it or something. There's a right way to do screamed vocals. There is, and there's a wrong way. That's the key distinction. Is there is a wrong way to do it as well, and the wrong way will severely damage your vocal cords. And the wrong way is typically what people default to if they're not taught, at least a little bit. So look into it. There's plenty of videos on YouTube explaining this. I can't, devote a whole lot of my live stream to like explaining that out, but there's a right way to do it, and it's not all that hard. You have to, like, the way that they explain it is you can, I don't know, they'll have you like focus on a word, and they'll make you like pronounce that word in a certain kind of way, and then they'll have you keep adding more oomph to it and more oomph to it, and then suddenly you're starting to like reach that point where you're producing the right kind of noise, because you're not actually screaming at full tilt. It's very interesting, and then you can kind of change your vocal cords and open your mouth and move your tongue in such a way to change the sound that's being produced as a result of that scream, to modify it into, like you were saying, a deathcore one, or a high one, a low one. There's so many different ways to do it. Thank you for the heart puff times 5, the love you so much times 3, the heart puff times 1, the star times 2, and the love you so much times 7, Luna. And Shauna, thank you for the freestyle, the oldies, the wink wink, the pop, the you're awesome, the name shout out, the slow motion, and the club cheers times 5. Killing it, Shauna. Broken Rage, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. No. I mean, that's. You don't have to go very. You don't even have to put too much thought into this to know that that's wrong. And if you. Broken Rage, are you just like. I don't even know if you're being serious right now. Well, number one, obviously, the answer is obviously not. But number two, the person that you asked how to do screams, like, has short hair. Alex Terrible has quite short, like, very short hair. And I also don't even do deathcore at all. So that's funny. I'm stoked for this weekend though. I have so many videos to edit for you guys. I'll be so busy. And then we also have our weekend streams on top of our daily streams. And I'm really stoked for those too. I get really excited for those because I only get to do them a couple days per week. Ken says, my first practice let me notice rhythm and beat in a completely new way. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. When you're listening to music passively, it is so different from actively operating within the constraints of music when you're trying to do something like a dance routine or a cheer routine, or you're trying to create music and things like that. The um the question's fine, Broken, and I honestly don't know what being gay has to do with asking a question that you already knew the answer was no to. But I mean, that's fine that you're yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I also don't understand what you're really saying and how that. But that's fine. Um you're picking up your bridesmaid's dress for your friend's wedding, Shauna, tomorrow. Good, good. When's the wedding? Hey, Sate. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Ghostface, what's going on as well? It's my favorite WWE wrestler. I don't have one. I've never watched WWE. That's not something that I enjoy. And it's fine. WWE, it's fine. Like, plenty of people like it, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a form of entertainment. It's just I don't. I don't watch any sports, and I kind of consider WWE to be along those lines. Like, I've always played sports all my life, and I enjoy playing sports, but I don't have the time to do things like that. End of June. Nice. Of course, Shauna, of course. The pace is really fast, even though the song itself can be slower. That's the thing about BPM. That's the thing about BPM. In a very slow song, the BPM is technically so low if you go by the quarter notes that you have to double it. You have to double the BPM, which technically is still the same. It's technically the same BPM, but the meter runs faster, and so it feels faster. But you can just divide it down into a slower time signature that is the time signature if you were to follow the quarter notes. So I know what you mean. I was thinking this, Amira. I was actually thinking to myself, I think. Here's what I was saying in my head, because fully aware that you asked that question, right? But what I didn't remember or know was if I answered it. I was like, I think I answered it. I was pretty sure I answered it, or I was about to answer it. One of those situations happened, and yeah. So if you didn't hear my answer, then I probably didn't end up answering it, but it was in my mind. Like, I need to answer this, or did I answer this, or something, just a few minutes ago. So yes, I would consider myself an intuitive person. Yeah. When it comes to, picking up on other people's emotions or understanding how people feel, or even when it just comes to intellectual pursuits and scientific topics and things like that, it's quite easy for me to intuit things. What's going on, Chainworks? Welcome back. How you been? $34K likes, by the way, guys. Doing great. Doing great. I'm actually pretty impressed. It's not bad. Not bad. We do need to hit 60, though. We definitely need to be doing that. That's what happens, Shauna. As you stay awake longer, your pineal gland secretes more melatonin, more and more and more and more and more, until it becomes impossible to stay in the land of the conscious. And you drift off to sleep. And especially when you combine that with my voice, which all of you, I'm not saying this, it's everything you guys say. You guys always tell me, very relaxing voice. It can put you to sleep if you're tired, sort of thing. Because you guys just like my voice and think it's relaxing and soothing and smooth. So I understand. I understand. It very well could be because of your height, Ken, but chances are is you'd probably be great at it. But that's the thing, right, about being on a sports team of any kind. You have to deal with, like, your coach placing you in a potentially placing you in a position that you don't want to be in. Like, you play soccer, you really like being a midfielder, but you're a bigger person or you're a taller person, and your coach really wants you on defense, and plus they've got really, really, really good midfielders, for instance. And that's probably something that you're running into on the cheer team, for sure. Thank you, Kiwi. I really appreciate that. They put you in a position where you're strongest in, or where they could use you best, you know. So very, that's just it, baby. That's just it. Amira asks, when did you learn how to speak Spanish? Do you know any other languages? I know other languages, but not nearly as well as Spanish. Um, you know, Spanish is truly my number one um, when it comes to non-English languages. But I started learning Spanish when I was 15. And I formally studied it for 3 years. And then I later, it was probably after, so 3 years after that, I was 18. And then 2 years later, I started to become a public figure. And that's when my Spanish actually really, really improved, because I started having to be exposed to it and speak it back and learn it on the regular. Once that actually happened, was even more beneficial to me than learning it in school. But the thing is that learning it in school did actually give me the basics, and I still remember those lessons to this day, because learning it in school is very, very different from learning it just through exposure. Because when you learn it in school, you understand, like, you start to get a linguistic education. Like, you start to understand, like, past participle, and you know what I mean, different conjugations of the verbs, and things start to really make systematic sense to you from the linguistic perspective. When it comes to the exposure that you get just through practical conversation, or that sort of stuff, that's harder. um it's not, I mean, it's not harder. I just mean it was a lot more important to improve my abilities, yes. But in terms of how you understand what you're learning, is just, you're almost like memorizing and attributing, like, oh yeah, this word definitely means that, or in a lot of cases it's just, this phrase means that, and I now know that, and you incorporate that into your memory, and you start to see different ways that people word them, or different combinations of words and different sentence structures and things like that. So it's that's a really long answer to your question that you didn't actually ask. All you asked was when I started learning it. And there's, you got a little more than you bargained for there. So totally understandable, Shauna. If you do fall asleep, we understand. Yeah, chain works. That's what people get for making a judgment call based on your physical appearance. They shouldn't be doing that. Ken said that's exactly how I feel. Tomorrow she wants me to start those layouts. I know it'll be rough. Honestly, though, look at it like a positive thing, because you're going to become a more well-rounded cheerleader, because you're going to start to learn skills that you never would learn, or would have even wanted to learn, if you had your choice of the position, so to speak, that you wanted to be in to begin with. and that's a good thing. And that's going to make you even better at the position that you want later down the road. And honestly, as you gain more seniority and you become more skilled and, show your coach what you've got, so to speak, you probably will be able to move into the position that you enjoy. But at the same time, you have no experience. So you might actually realize that you do really enjoy what your coach is going to get you into here. Maybe, possibly. We'll see. We will see, right? Welcome back, Sarah. Much love to you too, Shauna. Thank you. Plinio, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Amira, you are very welcome. You're very welcome. Anna says, what's your favorite movie? That's a really hard question. I don't watch too many movies, but one of my favorites is Inception. The other one's Wolf of Wall Street, probably. Like, those two are really good. I like those a lot. Chainworks asks, you got any plans for this weekend? Yeah, I do. One of them is I have tons of videos to edit for you guys. So I can get a new video out for you on the multiple social medias related to the live streams that I have for you guys. And so that will be a lot. That will be hours and hours and hours. That will be most of my day every day. And then I will be doing our weekend streams in addition to our daily live streams. So our weekend streams will start earlier in the day, and then after those are done, we'll be doing our daily live stream here, what we're all used to. So I'm really excited for those too. So those are my weekend plans. It's kind of the same every weekend. So, well, Ken 5'8" is tall depending on your gender, and it also could be considered average. It depends. It just depends. Nope, I use Final Cut. Hi, Lalonda. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the heart me chain. Works. Appreciate ya. I keep having to rub my face because my face starts to itch because the humidity has gone down immensely again. Unfortunately. And so my hair is staticking to my face periodically. And favorite color, Sarah. Orange is my favorite color to look at. It's not my favorite color to wear or anything like that. But orange is one of my favorite colors aesthetically. And then my second favorite color, which you didn't ask for, but I'll give it to you, is like a forest green. Really like forest green. Carly, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Glad you think so. And welcome to the stream. I'm glad you understand a little bit, Lalonda. That's good. That's good. Momo, thanks for liking the live. So you guys still show me you're here. You guys still show your support. Even if you just want to, even if you're just somebody who's just listening. You're not in the chat. Still. You show me you're here by liking the live. And you show your support by liking the live. Can I tell you about when I was in bands? What do you want to know about them? Because it's just too broad of a question for me to be able to, I could tell you a billion things, because, it's, I mean, without going into examples of how the reason why that's a vague question. I'll just say, I know you know how vague of a question that is, and I'd rather answer like an actual question of like, can you tell me what it was like to record music when you were in a band? Or can you tell me what it was like to be alive outside of the band when you were in a band? You know what I mean? Like there's multiple billions of questions you could ask me based on that time period of my life, especially because every band I was in was a band that I started myself, wrote all the music for, and was the front man for, and the lead singer and the lead guitarist. And it's that time period spans over 5 years of my life, over probably like 7 or 8 years of my life. So, you know, it's a great question though, Amira. Like, I'm serious. It's a great question. I just, yeah, want a little bit more specificity if you could provide that for me. Thank you, Lalonda. I appreciate that. Ricky, good morning to you too. Kensu, I don't have my guitar in front of me magically. I'm sorry that I tricked you with the illusion of my guitar. Unfortunately. Patrick, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Ken's family's generally tall, so never thought of myself as tall compared to other. Well, hopefully once you got out into the world, because I mean you've up until you were 5 years old, you kind of lived nothing but with your parents in your own tiny little world. But by the time you were 5, you were in elementary school, and then every single day you spent far more time in the real world with everyone else than you did with your, like more time there than you did with your parents, you know? So I would hope that you would have understood that you were relatively tall sooner than like now. Anyway. Amira, I can answer that simply. What I said was, can you give me a more specific question than that? Because there's multiple ways that I could answer it. You know what I mean? Like I can't give you my full life story because there's so many things that went on. It was like 7 or 8 years of my life that I was in bands, and I had explained to you that I started the bands. I wrote all the music for the bands. I was the lead guitarist and the lead singer in all those bands that I started, and it spans so long in my life. And I don't know if you're trying to ask me like what was your regular daily life like when you were in the bands, or what was it like to play shows when you were in the bands, or what was it like to play record music when you were in the band, what was it like to practice at band practice when you were with the band, you know what I mean? So like it's just too much vagary for me to be able to answer it right now as the question sits. Carly said, "Oh, I just realized who you are." Very good. I am glad you have recognized me, Carly. Fabi. I appreciate that. Thank you. Kensu, I'm happy to provide to you auditory answers. Good thing I am coming from you, coming at you audibly instead of typing to you, because far more effective to communicate with you via audio. So, Carly says, if he answered that question, we'd be here for hours and days. And that's kind of exactly what I was saying. Because it was, it's such a big part of my life and for such a long period of time that it occurred for, it would just be too impossible for me to, for me to answer what my life was like as a whole, But I do want to answer the question. Even Carly's coming at me with questions. I love it. Carly is one of the newest members of the community. Well, I don't think Carly's actually technically following here on TikTok, so she might not be technically a member of the community yet, but she's one of the newest people in the stream, and she's already asking questions. I can tell that she's in the right place. So you'll ask something. Oh, well, she immediately fixed that. Look at that. Welcome to the community. There you go, Carly. There you go. You just did yourself a huge favor. Welcome to the community. Well, no, you didn't get called out. I was just realizing because I was going to say one of the newest members of the community, and she's already being great in the chat and asking questions. But then I realized you weren't one of the newest members of the community, so I was just saying. Where did I get some of the inspiration from when writing music? Are you referring to the lyrics, Carly? You sure are now. That's right. Are you referring to the lyrics when you say inspiration when writing? Because I write all the music too, and that's hard to. If the question is lyric based, I can probably answer that pretty decently. I need to check if Ivy is at the door. She is not. That saddens me a little bit. That saddens me a little bit. All right. Ah, yes, and that's a great question too, Carly. So, here's what I do. I'm going with the Elvin bun right now because what's going on, Strawberry? I'm going with the Elvin bun right now because my hair is really annoying me. On the top half anyway. So, situation. There's two answers here. Yes, I am Strawberry. I do special weekend streams with you guys every weekend on Twitch, where I do gaming and reaction streams. This here on TikTok is where I do my daily streams, just chatting streams like this. But on the weekends, I do that. And welcome to the stream, Strawberry. So, and yeah, it would be great to have you over there, Strawberry. So, the situation with my music, Carly, I do have inspiration. Sometimes I'll write about like a relationship I've had in the past, or I'll write about people, like somebody, like it's always something that I've like an idea that I've really thought deeply about, like the way it used to be is something that I wrote lyrically that was kind of in regard to how it's very easy to get, like how the past is very, it can be very beautiful and it can be very easy to sort of reminisce on it. That's like something I talk about a lot in the streams, and how time seems to speed up as you get older and things like that. The one of the next songs I have coming out on one of the Black albums, one of the Black album songs I have coming out soon is about somebody that I knew in my life that was like failing at every aspect of life, and all they needed to do was like certain things to put themselves on track, but they didn't want to. And it really like annoyed me, and it directly affected me in a lot of ways. Not a relationship either, just a friend. And so I wrote about that person lyrically. So it's always something that has, meaning to me in one way or another. And then the second part of the question was, do you produce the music before the lyrics? Yeah. Music before lyrics, always, for me. Absolutely. I actually have a YouTube video on that. Yeah. I actually made a YouTube video on the concept of what comes first, the music or the lyrics. I think that's actually what the video is titled. And thank you for saying hello to her, Anna. I haven't seen her yet. She was with me all night until it was time for me to start the stream. I think she's huddling close to the fireplace, because downstairs is the fireplace, and she probably wants to be close to that. And then once I end the stream, she'll want to be with me again because it's time for me to get in bed. And that's when, like, we have our little nightly routine where she lays right up against me and we fall asleep together. Maze, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. Strawberry had a friend like that. Yeah, it's it's really annoying, you know. And that also plays into the concept of like it's very easy to recognize how to fix a problem when you're not the one with the problem. And like I fully understand that that's kind of where the mindset that I was operating from. But this person's like flaws and just failures in life, to the most simple from the most simple things to the most complex things, were so egregious and just terrible. There was no effort being given at all. And when you guys see, because I always, and whether it's Spotify or Apple Music, I always give you guys the time synced lyrics. You'll be able to pull up the lyric sheet and follow along as I sing the lyrics and everything. That's true with all my songs. And when you see those lyrics, you'll know exactly what I mean. Like if you were a part of this stream and you heard me say this, or you happen to watch this stream archive on YouTube or something, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when that song releases. Yeah, for sure, Carly. It's definitely always personal. It's got to be for me. I don't want to just write about like things that are meaningless or come up with random lyrics, you know? And Carly says, I'll look up your YouTube. Sounds good. Yeah. And like Ken says, Carly, I do have a few, four, four YouTube channels. One of them is dedicated to my music. The other three are live offshoots of the live stream. Because one of them is dedicated to clips from this live stream. The other one is dedicated to the literal full stream upload. I take the full stream every night and upload that to a separate channel. For those of you that miss it, for those of you that want to rewatch it, whatever it might be. And then the other one is for all of our reaction stuff, reaction content for the weekend streams, and then the gaming. There's a gaming channel for all the gaming content that we do, the gaming streams that we do on the weekends. So that does quickly bring me to super quick. If you guys do want to watch my gaming streams and reaction streams and stuff like that as well, then you can easily Go on Twitch and search my name, Jackson Downer, and follow me on there, because tomorrow and the next day and every other weekend henceforth, we will be doing exactly that. But that is for the extra dedicated people that just can't get enough of the stream, and they want even more than just the just chatting that I do here every day. Jay, what's going on? Welcome to this stream. Jay says, I'm new here, so I apologize if it was asked already, but do you have a favorite record? That's a really good question, Jay. The first record that comes to my mind when somebody asks me that, now, do I have a current favorite record? No. But do I have an extremely influential record for me? And when I think influential, I think many different things. Because I'm a musician, I'm thinking in terms of the production level, the sound, the songwriting, the instrumentation, basically everything except for the lyrics. I don't care too much about the lyrics, in my listening experience anyway. But favorite album, one of them, in terms of how influential it was for me, I would have to say A Day to Remember, Homesick. That album was extremely influential for me, and also it was like one of the biggest reasons why I, started my first band when I was 15, and got me on this path that I ended up on. And it also really heavily influenced my favorite type of music and what music I ended up going on to write and still put out for you guys today, and in addition to that, for those who have heart is another really good album, which is the album prior to A Day to Remember's Homesick album. So those are great albums. For those who have heart was the album I was listening to when I first started learning drums, and so that's also extremely influential and special to me in that way, because I started learning drums practicing to the songs. And for those who have heart, I started realizing and understanding the concepts of double bass drum from a drumming perspective through that album. So yeah, those two albums are really special to me in a lot of ways. Jennifer, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Heather says vocals. Okay, Heather. Well, thank you for saying that. And Anna says, I checked out your Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay. It was really fun. Thanks, Anna. And the thing is, that's the full stream. Soon enough on the gaming channel, I will have all 11 days worth of, because that's part of the massive amount of video editing I have to do this weekend. So far, we have days 1 through 11 of Baldur's Gate 3 that we haven't even released on the gaming channel yet, like boiled down into just the gaming. And so hopefully you're following or subscribe to me on the gaming channel as well, because those are coming. I'm glad you liked it, though. I'm glad you liked it. That's amazing to hear. Fleetwood Mac, yep. Wu-Tang. I haven't ever really gotten super into or listened to too much Wu-Tang, but that's really cool. And Fleetwood Mac, of course, I'm gonna know them based on my upbringing. You know, like my parents were very much like classic rock people all my life growing up, so I had a really good exposure to really great music growing up. Amira, I am genuinely surprised more than I ever have been in this stream tonight, at least. I'm not going to be super dramatic, that you weren't following me until just now. That's so funny. Well, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community, Amira. That's so funny. Ken says artists' favorite records come with reasons most listeners don't have for their favorites. And that's exactly what I was saying. I think I said that almost exactly, is that these aren't going to be the reasons that people typically have, because yeah, from my perspective, the way that I listen to music is so different from other people. And even cuz you have different types of artists, right? You have artists like me who aren't just a musician and a singer, but I'm also an audio engineer at a very high level, um, and mastering engineer. And these things, and mixing engineer, those things totally change your perspective even more than if you're just, I'm a guitar player, I play guitar in a band. It's even more than that, because like I said, the instrumentation matters a lot to me. But then I have this whole other level of like, well, how does it sound? How is this mixed? How is this mastered? How is this produced? All of those different things. And so, yeah, I think it's cool that you appreciate the difference in these things. Desiree just finished listening to Wu-Tang. Awesome. Pink Floyd, that's a good one, Desiree. Thanks for the follow and welcome to the community, Desiree. Black Sabbath, there you go. Carly, yep. Clouds, thanks for liking the live. You guys are coming up with beautiful questions, honestly, and some of the people that are asking these great questions are quite literally brand new in the community, brand new, just started following, whatever. Yeah, Clouds, exactly. I usually get like at least 5 to 10 messages about my stream quality every day, and understandable, number one, because it's beautiful quality, and number two, yes, I go above and beyond for this community. I give you guys the best I possibly can, from an audio perspective, from a video perspective, and that's just what I do, baby. All right, Carly, we'll see you next stream. It was great to have you. And again, welcome to the community. For those of you that are not in the Discord yet, make sure you join the Discord. All the community that you see here and that you see every day, they are in the Discord already. And we would love to have you. Also, the other benefit of the Discord is going to be that I always tell you guys when I'm going live, so you don't have to miss it. TikTok doesn't send the live notification out, unfortunately. So the Discord allows us to be able to receive those notifications direct from me to you instantaneously, and you know when I'm starting. What's going on, Queen? And Jay says, I grew up on vinyls. That's sick. Yeah, I didn't get to grow up on vinyls. My mother's recently got into vinyls, actually. I mean, she was into vinyls when vinyls were the only thing you could listen to, but then nothing as I was growing up. And then
recently my mother's gotten really into like collecting vinyls and also listening to them on a record player and stuff. And so now like now I've seen some exposure to it when I'm hanging out with her sometimes. So I would imagine that your favorite genre is your most listened to genre, Ken. That's a pretty solid statement there. That your favorite genre is the genre you listen to the most. I think that makes perfect sense. And Jay, yep, I responded to that already. I'm doing good, Queen. That's exciting, Queen. I love to hear it. Was it weird that when I was in my bands, all the songs that we did are songs that I wrote for all the instruments and all the lyrics? No, it wasn't weird because, well, I was used to it. I was used to it. Nobody else really had that skill or ability. And I wanted to do that. Like I wanted that, and that's why I started the bands, was because I had all this music that I wanted to write, well, not write, record, produce, and start playing. Um, but what made it weird was when the band members in the bands started to kind of want to take credit for the songs, and that became problematic. That was probably the only thing that became weird or strange. Um, but other than that, it wasn't weird. It was really normal. My mom has great taste, Jay. Good. I'm glad you think so. Yeah, I mean, she's pretty good, pretty awesome human. Thanks for the heart me, Chainworks. Thanks for the heart me, Momo. And thank you for the heart me, Carly, and the Bravo ×2, Carly. That's awesome, Leprechaun. I'm glad that you write. DDD, hello. Welcome to the stream. Jay says, what type of music do you play? So, if you're looking at me on Spotify and Apple Music, I'll give you really, really simplified, boiled down. And this isn't 100% perfect, accurate. Like, I'm not going to get into the super details. But if you go on to, you search my name, simple as that, on Spotify and Apple Music, there is 3 types of music you're going to find. My covers, and my cover songs usually have an album cover with me in them. Then there's my original music. And those are split into 2 separate categories. Category number 1 is my Black Album songs. My Black Album songs, which is a black album with different iconography on them. That genre is pop punk and metal, a fusion of the 2. And then you have my White Album music, which is a white album with different iconography on them. And those albums are alternative hip hop, is what I classify them as. So yeah, two different genres, and then the covers are of course many different genres, just in my style. Do you essentially play and record all the instruments on your songs? Not just essentially, I do. WVV says you should listen to this person from Camilo Sesto. That's black metal. Very cool. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. If I didn't already respond to this, DDD, thank you for letting me know that. I just inherently always do stay strong. It takes a lot to shake me up. It takes a lot to like really affect me in my life anyway. Like I've had bad things happen to me in the past, but it's quite easy for me to overcome them and think about them logically and not stress out all that much because there's no reason to be stressing about something that's already gone bad. You just have to calm the heck down and handle it. Ken says, do you have a favorite hip hop artist? Not really. Not really. From my past, really influential hip hop artists for me might be people like Lil Wayne and Travis Scott, probably. Those two people, from a hip hop perspective, would be people that I've really enjoyed a lot in the past. And so they have a large influence on my hip hop stuff, of course. You know, because of course, what I'm going to create within the hip hop sphere is going to be a combination of influences that are or were my favorite. So, those are a couple of them. Those are probably my two top ones. That's one of them, Jay. Yep, that's one of them. Thank you, DDD. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like my eyes. Well, some of my YouTube videos do have me playing the instruments in them. Every single one? No. But really, you know, maybe. Maybe. It would be great. Thanks for the follow, WV. Just a second. I'm still right here. Oh, hey, Des. What's going on, Des? Are you self-taught for audio engineering and mixing and mastering, or did you go to school? Self-taught. Yeah, I didn't go to school for that. I actually had told you what I went to school for earlier, remember? But yeah, no official university degrees in audio engineering to any degree. Yes, I have a lot, DDD. And have a great night, Anna. Des, so the answer to that is yes. Yes. And I keep the streams pretty separate. So my daily stream, the Just Chatting daily stream, is here on TikTok, and vertical format works really, really well for Just Chatting because it's just me and the camera. But on the weekends is when I do the gaming streams and the reaction streams. So yes, and that's on Twitch, is my point about the separation. So the gaming streams, obviously horizontal, that's Twitch all the way. And you can, so you can see the full screen, get the full experience and the best video quality. So if you're not following me on Twitch, Des, definitely do. Because yeah, on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays is when I do those. Only Saturdays and Sundays. And then the Just Chatting stream occurs every day. You know what, Des? I thought you were. I thought you were following me on Twitch, so that's good. Okay. Good. Yeah, I'll be back at it again tomorrow with them, so that's good. You downloaded Sims on PS5, but it's so difficult on that platform. Need a PC. Yeah, I can imagine it is, because you're like, there's a lot of screen real estate where you're having to click around and stuff. I can't imagine like you just having to use the joystick to like slowly slide around the cursor, or however that would even work. I don't actually know exactly how that would work. By the way, for all of you who say on at least an every other day basis how much you love my mug, Des/Porkchop is the reason I have this mug. I tell you guys, it was a gift, and it was a gift from Des. I can name my favorite I can name my genre, my favorite artist in my favorite genre, but not for any other genres I listen to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That's fair. That's fair. You have a favorite of the favorite. I'm glad you think it's good, Jay. DDD, I do know Russia. Yes, yes. Yeah, you know. Okay, Marcus, you ready? You ready? You ready? Boom. Let the camera focus. There it is, baby. High definition. She's a salty gal. She's a salty gal. I like when you wear glasses and a black turtleneck. It makes you look like a professor. Yeah, it definitely has more professor vibes, for sure. DDD, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. What's going on, Paolo? Welcome back. Salty Sow, 10 out of 10. 100%. 100% she is. Paula, I know. Lo sé. Lo sé. I know you're not from Venezuela. You didn't do anything bad, Paula. You didn't do anything wrong. Tranquilo. No te preocupes. De nada, Paula. And thanks for liking the live. It's a knife, Amira. I don't know if you've just never not noticed it, Ken. Because I mean, especially before I changed the stream quality, you couldn't see as much of my hands in the frame. You almost never saw my hands on the stream. So I'd be willing to bet that you've seen it, but you didn't realize it. But at the same time, my rings not being on is less common. It is less common. I will give you that for sure. So you haven't seen them. At the very least, notice them. Nice observation. Rainer, what's going on? Welcome back. Armin versus Ilya. Who's going to win? I don't know. I don't know. Who is that? What is that? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. let me know. UFC fighters. Okay. I'm clearly I'm not aware of those fighters. I don't watch a lot of sports, so I wouldn't be able to accurately hedge any bets on that particular situation. I apologize. I wish I could answer it. I always try to answer it to the best of my ability. Maybe I'll go by name. Okay, I'll still give you an answer, but it will be completely uninformed in every single way possible. And I will go with Armand. My random guess is Armand. I don't know either of them. Itzario says, but I like the way you speak. Whatever you say, I agree, King. Thank you. And thank you for addressing me so properly, number one. And number two, I'll take it. That's very beautiful of you to say. And you're very welcome. Thank you for liking the live, Itario. And yes, put your money on them. Welcome back, Remy. What's going on? Forever 111 says MGK, is that you? Yes. A lot of you guys make that comparison a lot. Can I dumps on something psychology really? I did earlier, Amira, but I don't know. But like you've seen so far, is the way that I operate within these things is usually a question will be asked or something will be said, and I'll get onto the topic. I'll speak directly on something, but typically it's not super easy for me to just like go at it, like just like randomly be like, oh hey, here's this topic that I'm gonna hit you with. So I apologize, but you'll probably, again, something will happen, something will come up, and I will dump on some serious psychology. It happens all the time, like it really does. Welcome back, Jamie. What's going on? Ken says, I bet money on my dictionary magically disappearing. That was a gift from your father, Ken. That was a gift from your father. How dare you? He was so excited to give you that dictionary. So I really hope that you don't make it disappear. And also, do not underestimate the value of words. Dictionary. I want a dictionary. I used to have one. I don't know where it went. Now I just mainly, use my phone for the dictionary, but it'd be nice to have a physical dictionary. And I'll put it right behind me. How about, can you send me your dictionary? Okay. I always love when those of you in the community send me cool mail and things like that for me to display on the stream, on the Shelf of Wonders. That's the Shelf of Wonders behind me. And whenever you guys send me cool stuff, I display it on the Shelf of Wonders. DDD says, I don't understand English very well, but you're very nice, even though you look threatening. Thank you, DDD. I appreciate that. I know what you mean. You're using the word threatening because you don't speak English very well. But I know what you mean. I think you mean intimidating, which is a compliment, because you're hitting me with a series of compliments prior to that. Remy says, sorry I haven't joined in the past couple days. I've been decorating my room. No problem at all, Remy. We're happy to have you back. We missed you. Jamie says, I'm super sick. I have strep throat. I hope you're well. That's totally okay, Jamie. We've missed you. We have missed you. DDD says, I think your heart's very kind. You're not wrong. You know, I got nothing but love and respect and kindness in my heart. That's all I got for you guys, you know? That's all I have. That's all we have. Whoops. Dropped it that time. There we go. I would say I'm pretty kind. Yeah. I'm trying to get it just right. There we go. There we go. I tend to try to put it to use. You need to. You need to. It's not a fidget though, Ken. It's a dangerous weapon, but yeah. Those of you that are newer to the stream have no clue, but for like 3/4 of this entire stream, I would start and end every stream with one of these bad boys in my hand. That's why they're right next to me at all times. Like if you go back and look at the stream archives of like when I was doing the daily live stream on Twitch and not TikTok, you'll see the beginning of every stream I've got one of these bad boys in my hand, and I end it the same way. I've been good, Remy. How you been? How you been? That's what I want to know. I hope you guys are appreciating the Friday night live stream and the fact that we get a lot more time together on Friday night live streams. Jamie says, what's the plans this weekend? I'll tell you what the plans are. Jamie. I think I'll let you a little plan situation here. So the plans this weekend are tons of video editing to get new videos out to you guys that, I mean, there's so many that I have to get out to you guys. I got a little bit behind on them too, so that's why there's like extra a lot. And then the other plan this weekend is, of course, the daily live stream. And then the other plan we'll be over on Twitch doing our gaming stream, Sims, and we'll be doing our reaction streams because our Twitch streams that we do on the gaming and reaction side of things, those are solely on Twitch. And then we do our daily live stream still just like this, just later in the evening. So you guys get the extended cut version of me and my streams on the weekends for those of you that are extra dedicated. So make sure you're following me over there as well. Jamie says, we are so lucky. Can't wait to see your new content. I appreciate you that you feel lucky. And yeah, I mean, I do everything for you guys. I really do. It's all for you guys. You know it. Rainer, thanks for the heart me. And yeah, you know, there's a lot coming. Just make sure you're following all the requisite Instagrams, the 3 different Instagrams, and make sure that you're following the 2 different TikToks and the 4 different YouTube channels. And I make it really easy for you guys to know and find all of the different social medias that surround the stream, because if you go to my beacons link on my TikTok profile or any of my social medias, the beacons link's there. When you go to it, underneath what social media it is, I tell you exactly what it is. Stream highlights, gaming channel, whatever it might be. Just go and subscribe, follow to each one of the favorite social medias that you want to make sure you're keeping up with the content on, because there's a lot to come, especially on the gaming channel. Oh my God. And gaming social medias, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it might be. Natasha, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. That's awesome, Remy. I hope you have a fun time doing that. And R98 says, what's your hair care routine? Basically, I just try to keep it as natural as possible. I do. I keep it as natural as possible. I use all natural ingredients when it comes to my shampoo. I use a shampoo bar. I don't use like typical just chemical conditioner. I just use argan oil for conditioner. I don't wash my hair too frequently so as to strip all the natural oils out of my hair. I try not to use heat on my hair. I try not to, use bleach on my hair, things like that. Just the basic hair care plus keeping it as natural as possible and allowing your body to do what it's really supposed to do and what it really wants to do, whilst not exposing your scalp to store-bought like shampoo that's just full of terrible chemicals. If you ever look at the ingredients list, it would give you a freaking aneurysm. So that is kind of that in a super nutshell. Like, I'm going quick because I get that question a lot and I'm trying my best to still give you a quality answer. What's going on, Bree? Welcome back. Jamie says, I gotta follow everything tonight. Oh, for sure, Jamie. I would love that. I would love that if you did. Jackie asks, have you brushed your hair today? No. I pretty much got out of the shower and started the stream like within 30 minutes after getting out of the shower, because I really wanted to make sure I was here before midnight. Jamie says, any tips to thicken hair? I've lost so much from stress. Probably get rid of the stress. Do your best to address the psychological stress issues. And as long as those follicles have not gone dormant entirely, then you should be able to reactivate those follicles. You could possibly reactivate them quicker and salvage them better if you invested in some triple LT technology, which is low level laser therapy. Low level laser therapy on your scalp can mitigate follicular miniaturization due to high cortisol levels, and it can also help reactivate dormant follicles that aren't fully shut down. So those are the few recommendations. It's not an exhaustive list, but those are a few solid ones for you. And if you really want to get rid of stress as well, start eating better and start exercising. And again, this isn't something I don't know if you eat really super well, and I don't know if you exercise or not, but I'm assuming that most people have the ability to improve their diet and improve their lifestyle at least a little bit. And one of the biggest things you can do for your stress levels that are the root cause of the problem is going to be exercise and diet. It almost always is. And lifestyle is so much better to tackle than, okay, now I'm going to put myself on this drug that has a ton of side effects and it's probably not even going to work, sort of thing. When you tackle the root problem, the root cause, you are literally actually fixing the problem, but you're also at the same time fixing probably a lot of other problems that aren't manifesting themselves as visibly as hair thinning might be, but they're still there and present nonetheless. Have you ever had to retouch any of your tattoos? Asked Ken. No. Therapy is a great first step as well. And greens powder is good too. If you're having trouble consuming whole foods and such, then getting it where you can and how you can is going to be a very good thing. So that's great. That's great. That's very good. Ah. You guys are hitting me with such good questions. That's beautiful. And also, we have what 40K likes on the stream so far. I'm pretty darn impressed with that, to be fair. Number one, I'm really impressed with that. You guys are doing great with the likes on the live. And number two, great questions tonight, man. It's so great that you were able to be here, Jamie. I'm amazed that you're here because it's so late. You joined so late. Usually people will join like a while ago and then stick around, for for the rest of the time maybe, but they won't join this late. And the only reason I say that, Jamie, is because I know your time zone. You're not in Europe like a lot of the people. Well, not a lot, but quite a few of the people in the stream right now are in Europe, so it's a bit more understandable from my perspective for them. But for you, it's pretty late. LM, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. And Lau, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community as well. Great to have you guys. I'm going to change the stream support goal, I think, to 2026s. Make it a little easier here. Wait, did they go away? Oh, they did. Wow, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. They did. They went away. Guess I'll just go with these then. Boom. Okay. Do I have to change my sleep schedule often? No, I don't. I don't. The only thing that changes a little bit is that I stream a bit later on Fridays and Saturdays. Because I'm able to wake up a bit later on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. But that's it. That's it. And that's not so much of a change as it is just staying up a little late and waking up a little later. Natasha, I don't really play video games in my spare time, but I do play video games with you guys on stream. And I do that every single weekend, Saturdays and Sundays over on Twitch. This stream here, this Just Chatting stream, it occurs every single day. It sure does. But the gaming and reaction streams occur only on the weekends. They're a special treat, and those occur on Twitch. The games that I've been playing lately on Twitch with you guys on stream is going to be The Sims 4 and Baldur's Gate 3 and a little bit of Minecraft as well. So those are some of the big three that I've been doing lately with you guys. Hazel, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Ken's trying to find a nice in-between for their sleep schedule. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't do... I mean, I have played Fortnite, but playing Fortnite on stream, not so much, nah. Yeah, exactly, Hazel. Well, like... I mean, I have to say this multiple times per stream because that comment of some variation of the stream quality is beautiful. Usually comes through. in each and every stream, a few times per stream. I do give you guys the best I possibly can for video quality and audio quality. I go the extra mile for you guys always. Jamie says, Baldur's Gate 3, are you serious? And I've been missing it? Jamie, I know. We're already on day 11 of Baldur's Gate 3 in the streams. And that's what I was telling you. You've got to subscribe to the gaming channel on YouTube, because day 1 through 11 of the gaming channel videos on Baldur's Gate 3, they're coming. They're coming like this week. So you can catch up. And also, yes, every weekend, Jamie, are you following me on Twitch yet? Because you've got to. Or else you're missing the gaming streams every time. The Sims, Baldur's Gate 3, all of it. Jackson Downer on Twitch. Let's get it, Jamie. So Hazel likes the quality. Good. Hey, I'm glad you appreciate it. I really am. What's my class and species? Of course, what do you think I am, Jamie? I'll give you one guess. Let's test your stream lore here. Remy says, I've had coffee, so I'm like so wide awake right now. Good. No, Jamie. No, you're thinking a little too literally. That's not the stream lore. The stream lore. What do people call me? Maybe you aren't super into maybe you don't know the stream lore too well. Well, anyways, I'll just give you it super simply. Elf, of course. Elf. I've got my elven bun going on right now. But number 2, if you really think about it, what people call me in the stream lore, names that people have for me, elven vampire, king, blah, 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 all the different things. Elf, of course. And he, of course, has an elven hairstyle and everything. So yeah, I usually go for elf when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, you were going to get it next guess. There you go, Jamie. Beautiful. What do I think about artists releasing constant remaster albums? Asked Ken. I mean, it's fine. Like, it's whatever. People don't have to listen to them. What I don't like is when artists do waterfall releases. I really hate waterfall releases where an artist will, because sometimes remasters can be nice because, like, the first album that an artist from 2006 ever created is going to sound terrible. You know what I mean? But when it comes to waterfall releases, these are literally, I release a single this week, and then next week I release the same single with another single on the same single album. And then the next week, I release those 2 previous singles with another single there. I hate that so much. I hate it so much. Welcome back, Luna. You're back right on time. Literally, Luna, you said it was going to be an hour and a half, and it is an hour and a half. It's beautiful. Welcome back, Superfan Luna. All of our superfans here in the stream, guys, they get a red carpet welcome shout out once they join. So yes, and whenever we hit our superfan goal, I do a tattoo tour with you guys. So Tiefling Wizard, that's really nice, Jamie. I like to hear that. Remy says, did you accept my Discord application request? Remy, I don't think so yet. Anyway, what's your username? What's your username on Discord, Remy, so I know? Because somebody had applied to the Discord that I didn't know who they were, but that was like way earlier. So I don't know if that was you or not. But if I know it's you and you tell me your username on Discord, I'll know it's you, and then I can just accept you right after the stream. And then, yeah, waterfall releases are annoying. Natasha says, I just followed you on everything I could. Heading to bed. Amazing. Sounds good, Natasha. Number one, we'll see you tomorrow in the next stream. And we'll also hopefully see you on Twitch as well tomorrow for the extra gaming stream. And then, yeah, have a great night. Have a great night. Thanks for being here. Ken says, agreed. My favorite singer does that. Yeah, most people, most singers, most artists do that. And it blows my mind how much I hate it. Oh. Let me see here. Are you sure? Are you sure, Remy? Because there is no requests for a Remy Hadley 8-0. There was somebody. Okay, so there was somebody that who had the username lowkey underscore 5963 that I couldn't recognize. But Remy, you have not requested to join the stream yet, or the Discord yet, have you? Because I don't see your name, and you said you're not in the Discord yet, so that's problematic. We gotta get you in there. Give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll respond to any messages that you send. I'll scroll back through and make sure I respond to them all, but just give me a moment. All right. But yeah, seriously, Jamie, strep is rough. It really, really is. And I feel you. I 100% feel you on that, Jamie. Strep is miserable. Even just a general sore throat for me is one of the absolute worst things that I have to deal with in my life. Like, I honestly would rather have the flu. Sore throats just affect me so much, and I truly hate them more than I can even explain. Thanks for the follow, Natalia. Welcome to the community. Let me check out the Discord again. I'm checking it out. These are the 4 requests we have. Do you see yourself on there? Yeah. So you have not requested to join the live stream yet. Or the Discord yet. Sorry. The Discord. Can somebody send Remy the invite link to the Discord? Just to make sure that she's going to the right place or something. That would be incredibly helpful. Luna, Jamie. Releasing the same song in different versions. Yep. That's annoying too, for sure. Body aches are rough. Welcome back, Honda. So if you're in the Discord, you know, oh, Remy, okay. Remy's in. Never mind. Remy's already in the Discord, so never mind. Remy's been accepted for like 2 days already. Yeah, because the last time I accepted one of you guys into the Discord was like 2 days ago. So you've already been in the Discord. And we all sent you a welcome message and everything already. I'm good, Honda. How are you? It's okay, Jamie. So what I was saying was, since Luna and Jamie want to know still, nonetheless, here's the answer. Okay, here's the answer. So number 1, go to the Discord. Number 2, swipe right so that you see the full set of channels in the Discord, when you like where you can see rules, announcements, all my links, general, pets, and stuff like that, all our different Discord channels. And then from there, up at the top, you'll see the Jackson Downer family. Tap on the Jackson Downer family. When you tap on that, you're going to see a button toward the top of your screen that says invite. And you tap that, and up at the top, it will say copy link. You hit copy link, and there you go. You now have a link copied to your clipboard that then you can paste and give to somebody. But yes, we do have 4 more people to get into the Discord after the stream, so that's good. Hopefully we'll have even more members in the Discord after tonight. I'm glad to hear you're doing good, Honda. And thank you, Ken. I'm glad you like that. Like my voice for tutorials and such. What's going on, Vivi? Vivi, how are you? Yes, Jamie, if you and Luna are the only ones, I mean, there's more people from the community here in the Discord. I mean, fuck, I keep mixing them up, guys. In the TikTok stream, but you guys are the only ones technically in the chat right now. Anyway, well, what that means is you're the only ones that can do it. So now you know. Now you know. You're always important, Jamie. Always. Do I have any tips for back pain? Yes, actually, I do. So, hanging, if you, grab onto something and suspend yourself in the air and let your spinal column relax, um, the sheer weight of your body will extend out your vertebral column and allow it to settle back the way it should, but also it will stretch the backstrap muscles that follow up either side of your spinal column. And then the other thing I recommend is yoga. Slow flow yoga. And do not discount what I'm saying here, because slow flow yoga is incredible for you and it will fix so many pain points when it comes to joint pain, muscle issues, all these different things. Even just one session, even just 10 minutes worth. But hanging is a good, like, here's one exercise that will really help. I'm just trying to get back to your guys' messages here. Honda, you're really concerned that I saw your message about blocking someone. Hopefully not in my live stream. You had to block somebody because they didn't say hi to you, because you didn't say hi to anyone in this stream specifically. So no one was able to ignore you saying hello to them. But maybe you mean you blocked somebody in a different stream? I don't know. But if it's in this stream, I promise you, you did that for no reason. Superfan Nita, welcome back to the stream. Red carpet welcome for our beautiful superfans. Luna says, okay, that makes sense. I also love how clearly you explained it. That's very easy to remember and follow. Good. Beautiful. I love to hear it. Yes, Jamie, you do. You do need to post them on Discord. Cruz, thank you for the heart me, and thank you for the star. Nita, thank you for the heart me as well. Ken says, I've been cutting back on pain relievers because I've been relying on them way too much. It's good. It's just like sleep aids. When you take certain medications to help you sleep, your brain relies on them, and then when you don't utilize them any longer, or you try to titrate down, it becomes extremely difficult to live without them. When you start to get addicted to any kind of pain reliever, even just ibuprofen, it desensitizes your brain. So what happens is you start the level at which you are on those medications constantly becomes your normal. And it's not really actually doing anything for the pain anymore. And then when you come off of them, the pain is a billion times worse because your brain has acclimatized to it. It's the same thing with sleep aids as well. You start to become completely dependent. So that's great, Ken. Very good, Remy. That's a lot of likes. Cruz, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. A different stream, Honda? Well, hey, fair enough. Then in that case, I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. And I hope that you have a better experience now that you've blocked that person and you don't have to deal with them ignoring you any longer. Nita says, what's up? You're looking at it. We're here on the stream doing our thing. Doing our thing, baby. And yes, Ken, of course you can do yoga at home. That's what I was talking about when I said do yoga. And doing the hanging and things like that. Like, these things are things that you should just do at home. For sure. But some people really enjoy the yoga classes and enjoy like going to guided workouts or guided yoga or guided meditation, whatever it might be. And, that's fine too. But if you can't justify the expense or take the time out of your day to like go there and do the whole thing and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I recommend just yoga at home. Especially yoga, because it's just so easy to have a guided experience with. It really is. And still reap all the benefits from it. Nita, thank you for the Go Popular times 10. What pet vibe? What pet vibe? Huh. I don't know. It depends on the type of whatever species it is too. I'll go with a rabbit, Jamie. I'll go with a rabbit. I haven't posted it yet, Nita, and I will definitely tag you in it so that you don't miss it once I do. I don't love posting things on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because they're not great days for posting. So I'm probably going to post it beginning of next week at some point, Monday through Wednesday, between Monday and Wednesday. Jamie, that's a great question. And you know me, I'm always going to give you the unfiltered and legitimately science-backed answer to all of your questions. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't go on beliefs. I don't go on, this is how I feel. Unless it's actually that kind of question where it's like, what's your favorite color? In that case, of course, I'm going to give you, what I feel. But most of your guys' questions are fact-based and science-based, and I'm able to give you completely objective answers. And I'm going to do exactly that in just a moment. So, thoughts on chiropractors. Chiropractics are not a real science. That is the objective truth. They actually have no credibility in actually helping people long term at all. It's very acute relief. It's also extremely dangerous. Also, you don't actually have to go to medical school to be a chiropractor. There's so many different reasons to support this. These are just the objective facts. I would not recommend chiropractics for anybody that really wants like long-term relief. If you've thrown, like, let's say you're willing to risk, having a severe, being paralyzed for life, because the chiropractor messed up, that's fine. If you need the acute relief from this, then go do it. Go get her done, so to speak. But I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. No, I've never done it, and I wouldn't do it because it's kind of a waste of time unless you really need absolute acute relief in the moment, desperately. So there you go. Now, here's the difference. You can actually go to a doctor who has medical training on manipulations. And if you're going to get some kind of chiropractic, I say this in quotes because it still is kind of along the lines of chiropractics. If you go to a DO. So there's two types of doctors when you get your medical degree for medical school. There's MDs, medical doctors, and DOs. DOs actually have a part of their curriculum in medical school dedicated to manipulations, which are chiropractic adjacent, but a little bit more medically informed. And so whilst these methods are still not really super credible scientifically, I would say that if you're going to go get something done like this in I need absolute immediate relief in an acute sort of way, then I'd recommend going to a DO, an actual doctor, to get this done. Remy says, I know this is weird, but do you have any tips on how to lose weight? Because I'm really struggling to. Yes, of course I do. So let me take a sip of my water here. So losing weight is a matter of calories in and calories out. That's all losing weight is about. If you want to lose weight, you have to essentially consume less calories than you expend. That's all it is. So, yes, there are, now if you, that's at a really base level. Of course, you want to eat healthy. Of course, I'm going to recommend all day that you eat healthy, and there's many ways to do that, but technically, you're still going to be starting to lose weight and going to be losing weight as long as you are consuming less calories than you expend. You don't even have to work out. You should work out. Again, this is the same thing as eating healthy. You should work out and you should eat healthy, and I'll recommend it all day. But that's not the question I was asked. So yes, you have to get an idea of how many calories you expend. Maybe try some kind of fitness tracker, something like that. And then in conjunction with that, download a free dietary tracker like Chronometer or MyFitnessPal, something like that, where you can actually log every food and every ingredient you've eaten that day, and you can actually see at the end of the day how many calories you've consumed. And then you can cross-reference that with the fitness tracker like a Whoop or an Apple Watch and see, have I consumed more calories than I've expended today? Now, it makes it easier to consume less calories than you expend when you're also working out or taking a run or even just taking a brisk walk, things like that. That helps you expend more calories and keep you further away from the amount of calories you've consumed. But yeah, I mean that's the most simple way I can put it. That's the best advice I could give. That's funny that Luna said rabbit because that's actually what I said. I don't know if Luna had already heard me say it yet, but I said rabbit. Alejandra, I'm from the United States. Tree frogs, let's go. Again, guys, yeah, like I appreciate you agreeing with chiropractics and things like that, but it doesn't really even matter what your opinion on chiropractics is. Although I love to hear it, I do. So it's not a thing. It's not a knock on your opinions. But the objective truth is about chiropractics what I said it is. You know what I mean? There's just, even if I wanted it not to be the case, it just is the case. So I'm glad that you guys agree, though. However, if you disagreed, you would just be wrong. I appreciate it, though, guys. I'm glad you like my outfit of the day. Degenerative disc disease, probably freaking orthopedic surgeon, to be honest. Or an orthopedist. You know, just something, some kind of doctor that revolves around orthopedics. So an orthopedic surgeon is, of course, going to do specifically the surgery. But an orthopedic doctor of some degree is going to be what you want. Forever Alone, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Paula, yes, I am. Absolutely. FYT, hello to you too. Amira says, how do I like the live stream? Just double tap on the screen. Anywhere on the screen other than like directly on the chat messages, just double tap, or not even double tap, keep tapping. Just do this. And if you want to really, there you go. I just saw it, Amira. You just like the live. And then the other way, if you really want to add likes really fast, use 2 fingers and do this. And if you really want to add a lot of likes, use 3 fingers like this. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter what you have for pets, Jamie, because you asked what type of animal as a pet that we saw you as. Well, I saw you as. And so I just gave you what I saw you as. You didn't ask, what kind of pets do you think that I have? That would have been a different story. But that's another question for another day, I suppose, even though you already gave us the answer technically. No, you're good, Amira. It's okay. You're not used to the mechanics, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I am happy to assist. And as Luna was saying before, no, sorry, as Ken was saying before, I have a beautiful voice. Apparently, I have a beautiful voice for tutorials and explanations and things like that. So we were talking about what animal Jamie is, or not what animal Jamie is. She's a human, but what type of animal, what type of pet animal we envisaged her as was kind of the question there. So I just dropped both in a row. You listen to Couldn't Care Less at least 3 times weekly during cleaning sessions. That's amazing. Shauna was actually saying that her favorite of mine was Couldn't Care Less. Is that your favorite, Jamie? Amira asked earlier what your favorite song from me is, to the whole community, and Luna and Jamie missed it. Okay, Couldn't Care Less is your favorite. I love that. I love that, actually. I really love to know that. And I love that you listen to it during your cleaning session. I always love to hear when you guys, like when you guys are listening to it, and even when you guys are listening and just chilling on the live streams too. Like, oh yeah, I'm here in the live, but I'm also like doing some cleaning or whatever it might be. Like, I think it's just beautiful to know these things. Welcome back, Ivy. The only exception is a good option. It's a good choice. Yeah. Well, that would make sense that it's my voice. Yeah, so Ivy has been listening to my music over the course of the night, and she's finally back. And her verdict is she loves my singing. And that's great, Ivy. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. Thank you. I gotta check and see if my cat's at the door, which will take me 0.5 seconds in an exaggerated sort of way, of course, but I'm gonna check and see if she's over here real quick. Nothing. Nothing. She is not here. Unfortunate. Well, thank you, Luna. I'm glad that you would be typing for a while if you had to list off everything. It's very sweet. Very, very sweet. We are about to hit 3.5 hours on the stream. How amazing. How amazing. One of your favorite things about me is my wisdom, Jamie. That's beautiful. And I appreciate that a lot. I really do. I always tell you guys that you guys really, like, it means a lot to me that you guys love what I have to say about things, my opinions on things, and also just facts about things. I think that's just beautiful. I really appreciate that you appreciate it. And much love to you too, Luna. Absolutely. Remy, there is a pets channel in the Discord for you to send pets. If you send pets in the general chat, it'll end up getting removed. But if you're in the Discord and you swipe right, you'll see a whole list of the different channels in our Jackson Downer family Discord, and all you have to do at that point is tap on #pets, and that will take you to the pets page. You can absolutely share a photo right in there, and everybody will see it. An old soul, eh, Amira? Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose so. I suppose so. Well, where it is. Hey, look at that. On my watch is my logo. Look at that, folks. My logo is right on my watch. And my name too. Where it's past 3:30 right now, I think we should wrap it up for the night so that I can wake up at a semi-decent time tomorrow, get all the video editing done that I want to get done for you guys, and then start the Twitch stream, and then do our daily live stream here on TikTok as well. So we've got a lot to do tomorrow. Busy day. But we'll wrap it up here tonight. It's one of our longest streams in a while. And I've had a lot of amazing fun with you guys. It's been beautiful. It's been great. So I do love you all very much. You know I do. And I appreciate you all very much too. Yeah, Jamie, I'm really glad that you were able to be here for quite a while, actually. And Luna says, I want my next tattoo to be the logo, but I don't know where I'd put it. Yeah, that's for you to decide, Luna. That's for you to decide, but I would love to see it. I would love that. I would be truly honored. I truly would be. Yeah. I was so honored when Nita got it done, and it's a truly beautiful thing. It truly is. In many ways. In many ways. Because it's not only about the music, it's not only about the community, but it's also me, And when you get that done, it's a very real and permanent connection to me and to the community and to the music and everything. And I just think that there's nothing more beautiful than that, man. Nothing more. So that's amazing to hear, Luna. You'll have to figure out where to put it. Yeah. That's half the battle right there. And once you figured it out, that's the hardest part, honestly. Goodbye to you too, though, Remy. Amira, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Your beautiful compliments. And good night to you too, Amira. Thank you for all the beautiful questions tonight and being here for the entire stream. Seriously. Because there's a very select few of you that were able to make it from the very beginning to the very end. And Amira, you've been here from the beginning to the end, and it's so impressive. And Jamie suggests, Luna, you should put the logo on the wrist. There you go. That's not a bad call. Much love to you too, Luna. Thank you so much for addressing me properly, and sleep amazing to you too. Sweet dreams. Helga, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the community. Alex, welcome back. It's great to see you. I'm sorry you're just getting here as I'm about to end it, unfortunately. Alyssa, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community. Alyssa says, I only just found you, but I hope to meet you again. Well, Alyssa, this live stream occurs every single day. So you will see me again. You followed, so you are a part of the community officially. You will see me again, I promise. And hopefully tomorrow in the next live stream. Luna says, not a bad idea, but my wrists are very sensitive. Well, the thing is, Luna, though, like, I understand that they are, but it's not a bad idea because especially the logo isn't super in-depth. Like, there's not a lot of detail and there's not a lot of line work. And honestly, it's not like you have to get them colored in because the logo is fairly, it's iconography. It's outline work. So you would probably have to sit there and deal with it for all of 10 seconds. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't be as bad as you think, at least. And, man, that would be an even more compliment, wouldn't it? Because you'd be putting yourself up with pain of a very sensitive nature that you would never put yourself through for any other reason. Alex, it's totally okay. I understand. I know you're just waking up right now. But hopefully we will see you tomorrow, Alex. And all right, guys, I love you all so much. I will see you tomorrow. Before the TikTok stream even happens, we will be live for at least a few hours over on Twitch, doing our gaming or reaction stream over there. Then we'll be back here on TikTok. So Jackson Downer on Twitch, if you guys want to catch that as well, get following me over there now so you don't miss it. Or just look out for the announcement on our community Discord in that case. I convinced you. Perfect, Luna. All right, Alex, have a good night to you too. I love you all very much. I will see you all tomorrow in one form or another. Much love to you all, and good night.